morning, students. I am Santhan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in the chapter of heat in this part video, I would like to teach the further concepts under the change of state. Already in the concept of change of state in our past videos, I am clearly explaining what is melting, what is evaporation, what is boiling, what is condensation. Up to that topics or process, I clearly explained with some suitable examples and experiments. Okay. So now in this time we go to the further process in this under the concept of change of state. So what are the next one is there means simply freezing. It is we are also called as fusion, or in certain textbooks we are called solidification. Anyone? Okay. So name is different, but the meaning is the same. What is that one? Freezing. It is called fusion or solidification. Okay. What is how to understand or how to define what is the freezing or fusion or solidification? Okay. The process of changes a liquid state substance or liquid phase. A liquid phase substance the process of changes a liquid phase of substance into solid phase. Solid phase is called freezing or fusion or solidification. Listen very carefully. Means a liquid phase of a substance is changes or converts into the solid phase. That process we are called freezing or fusion or solidification. Okay. So what is the freezing point of water? We know that the freezing point FP, freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So already we know that very clearly. The melting point of water is what is that one? The melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Like the same way, the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. That's why in this one, what is the meaning of this? Under this, based on this one, you are understanding that under the melting concept, I am explaining one topic. What is it one? Latent heat of melting. Like the same way, under here, one more concept will become based on that one, that is latent heat of fusion or latent heat of freezing or latent heat of solidification. What is the difference means? Like in the previous videos also, one more thing I will remember to you, that is latent heat of vaporization. Okay, is that one, and latent heat of condensation. The two concepts we discussed there. Latent heat of condensation is the reverse process of which one? Latent heat of vaporization. Because of vaporization is nothing but liquid phase converted into the gaseous phase at a constant temperature. Is nothing but without change in temperature. Latent heat of condensation means a gaseous phase of a substance is converted into the liquid phase without any change in temperature by absorbing given out certain amount of heat energy. So the value of latent heat of vaporization and latent heat heat of condensation is both are same. When in any manner, in case of 1 gram of water during the condensation, 1 gram of water vapor at 100 degrees Celsius is converted into 1 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius. How much heat energy will be absorbed? 540 calories. So means the latent heat of vaporization value and the latent heat of condensation value both are same, that is 540 calories per gram. Like the same manner, latent heat of melting and latent heat of fusion or freezing. The latent heat of fusion is the reverse process of which one? Latent heat of melting. Listen very carefully. Latent heat of fusion is the reverse process of latent heat of melting. Latent heat of melting is nothing but a solid phase is changes into the liquid phase without any change in temperature. It absorbs certain heat energy. Means normally I say that according to definition, the amount of heat energy required a unit mass of a substance to change or convert from solid phase to liquid phase without any rise in temperature, that is called, that process is called latent heat of melting. What is the value of latent heat of melting for 1 gram of ice converted into the 1 gram of water at the same temperature? 80 calories per gram. Like here is also in case of freezing, freezing or fusion. Freezing or fusion means what is the meaning of that? Liquid phase is changes into the solid phase. That's why here, what is the freezing point? Freezing point is nothing but at a constant temperature. Listen very carefully. At constant temperature, a liquid phase of a substance is changes into the solid phase. That temperature we are called freezing point or solidification point. What is the freezing point of water? 0 degrees Celsius. Means during the freezing, what will be happen? The water is loses the heat energy or given out the heat energy to the surroundings or any other objects which is physically in contact with or thermally contact it. So that's why. So already I clearly explained that during the melting, evaporation or boiling process, the substance is absorb the heat energy. And during the condensation, freezing, what will be happen? It is losses the heat energy or release the heat energy or given out the heat energy is there. So that's why by losses the heat energy, a liquid phase is changes into the solid phase. When the heat energy will be losses, the intermolecular force of attraction will be increases gradually because of they comes close together due to increasing of intermolecular covalent bonds. When the intermolecular covalent bonds are increases, the liquid phase is becomes turned into a solid phase because of the force of attraction between the two molecules are increases. Then anyway, up to certain time during the freezing concept also we are observing that like the same melting. So the entire the liquid phase of 1 gram of water to convert it into the 1 gram of ice at the same 0 degree Celsius temperature, the temperature further is not rises. That's why here is also we discuss the latent heat of which one? Fusion concept. What is the latent heat of fusion? Is nothing but the amount of heat energy given out by a unit mass of a substance or reservoir. The amount of heat energy by a unit mass of a substance to convert or to change from liquid phase to solid phase without any rise or change in temperature. Reservoir carefully. The amount of heat energy given out by a substance, the amount of heat energy given out by a unit mass of a substance to change from liquid phase to solid phase without any change or rise in temperature, that phenomena or process is called latent heat of fusion. That's why, so 1 gram of water at 0 degrees Celsius is completely converted into the 1 gram of ice at 0 0 degree Celsius, how much heat energy will be taken? Listen, 1 gram of water at 0 degree Celsius to convert into the 1 gram of ice at 0 which temperature? 0 degree. Here temperature is 0, here temperature is 0. Mass is constant. Water is in liquid state, ice is in the solid state. That's why a liquid phase of a substance is changes into the solid phase without any change in temperature. During this conversion or changes, the substance is absorbed certain heat energy. Here, according to this concept, the substance which water is losses are given out some heat energy to the surrounding. That is called latent heat of fusion. What is this value? How much heat energy will be given out by the water to convert it into the solid phase or means ice means 80 calories per gram. In joules, 336 joules because of 1 calorie is equal to how many joules? 4.2. 80 into 4.2, 336 joules of heat energy will be given out by 1 gram of water, okay, at 0 degree Celsius to convert or change into the 1 gram of ice at 0 degree Celsius. This is called latent heat of fusion. That's why latent heat of melting value and latent heat of fusion value both are same, that is 80 calories per gram. In joules, 336 joules per gram. At the same way, one more small topic is also there here, that is the sublimation. But actually, this concept is okay not included okay in your textbook, but I will give a simple idea. What is the sublimation? Sublimation is nothing but the process of a solid phase substance directly converted or changes into the gaseous or vapor phase is called sublimation. Listen very carefully. The process of a solid phase substance directly converted into the gaseous or vapor phase without passing the liquid phase is called sublimation. Okay, so iodine, camphor, naphthalene, okay, this type of substances are the best example for showing which process sublimation process. In case of iodine, in case of okay camphor, in case of naphthalene, okay, initially they are in a solid state. When you can heat that one, the substances are absorb the heat energy. So generally, what we know that actually okay, if initially a substance, the given substance is in solid state, after absorbing certain heat energy, it converted into the liquid state. Liquid to further gaseous state after continuous supply the heat energy. But especially in some substances like iodine, camphor, naphthalene, these substances are initially in the solid state. Okay, when the solid state of the substances absorb the heat energy, okay, then they are not converted to the liquid state, they directly converted into the gaseous state. Okay, that type of process we are called which one? Sublimation. What is the reverse sublimation? Reverse means opposite. Is nothing but okay, a gaseous phase of a substance is directly converted into the solid phase without passing the liquid. That is called reverse of sublimation. But that is not no need to do. Just okay, sublimation, the process of a solid phase substance directly converted into the gases or vapor phase without passing the which state? Liquid state. That is called sublimation. Which are the best example? Iodine, camphor and naphthalene are the best example example to exist in see this concept are showing the sublimation concept. So now let me come to the our main topic or concept, that is changes of state. Under the changes of state, so melting we are discussing very clearly. Next one is evaporation, boiling, condensation, freezing and sublimation. These are the 5 processes we are clearly discussing with some suitable experiments and examples in our videos, in the previous videos in the chapter. And now in this time I would like to teach some more important definitions that comes under the inside the topic, but directly we cannot able to see that the topics are headings in the textbook, but they will become in certain during examination in certain question papers. We are observing that they are asking in the application oriented mode this definition they are asking that is define degree of reluctancy, or what is degree of reluctancy, and one more is what is regulation, or how define regulation, and what is the internal energy. In the internal energy, which energies are considered? These 3 topics I will be explained briefly to you. So first one is, what is that one? Degree of reluctancy. Degree of reluctancy. Very, very important for 1 mark. So, a certain degree of unwillingness. Listen very carefully. A certain degree of unwillingness. A certain degree of unwillingness of substance by himself. A certain degree of unwillingness of a substance by himself to absorb or release heat energy is called degree of reluctancy according to thermodynamics. Listen very carefully. A certain degree of unwillingness. Willingness is nothing but interested, to showing the interest. So unwillingness means you are not showing the interest. In which case, to either to absorb the heat energy or to given the heat energy. Means is nothing but, for example, if you can take some water in a beaker, certain quantity of water in a beaker. Now it is slowly heated. So means here, which is the substance? Water is the substance. That's why the water, not only the water, any substance. Water has which concept is it has which capacity, degree of reluctancy. What is that one means? When you can heat the water will be having by himself. It is having one special characters. Every substance, that is degree of reluctancy. Means when we can heat the water, maybe it is either absorb the heat energy or release the heat energy. So during the thermal in contact, what will be happen? Means some substance will be quickly absorb the heat energy. Some substance will be quickly loses that heat energy. Listen very carefully. Some substances are quickly absorb the heat energy. Some are slowly absorb the heat energy. That is mainly depend upon the which concept, specific heat capacity of the substances. Already under the specific heat capacity concept, I clearly explained if which substance has higher specific heat capacity, the substance will be have more degree of reluctancy. That's why among all the substances, water has higher specific heat capacity. Due to that one, it absorbs the heat energy very slowly, and also of reluctancy or the unwillingness of water is very high. Due to that one, it takes the heat energy very slowly and given out the heat energy also very slowly. But lead has the lower, when compared to water and lead, lead has the lower specific heat capacity. That's why it absorbs heat energy very quickly and loses the heat energy also very quickly because of its degree of reluctancy or specific heat capacity is less. When the degree of reluctancy is less, okay, is nothing but unwillingness is less. Unwillingness is less means willingness is more. That's why they quickly taken the heat energy, they quickly given out the heat energy. That's what simply means. So any object by himself, it has some unwillingness thought is there according to our concept by taking the heat energy, by giving out the heat energy. That is called degree of reluctancy. Next one is regulation. What is this called? Regulation. What is the regulation? It's nothing but, okay. So simply, so it is a ice block we have considered. Okay. So on this ice block, we place a string. So on both sides, we connected equal masses. It is the M1, it is the M2. M1 is equals to M2. So on the M1 and M2, what will happen? Okay. So first of all, we can take a fine string or lesser area of the cross section of the string. The two ends of the strings are attached to the equal weight of the masses. Okay. Now it will be slowly keep on to the at the midpoint of the ice cube. Then what will happen? Already on the ice cube, some atmospheric pressure is acting. But okay, we know that in 8th standard level also we discussed that what is the relation between pressure and area of the cross section. Okay, P is inversely proportional to the area of the cross section. Okay, means area of the cross section is less. Okay, the pressure acting on the object is more. If area is more, pressure is less, even though we apply the same constant force or same force. That's why, okay, one of the best example is iron nail. Iron nail has two ends. One side is blunt, another one is the sharp end. Okay, so a pointed end. So the blunt end of the iron nail we try to keep into the wall. Okay, so with help of the hammer, is it possible easily? No, it is very hard. But a pointed or the sharp end of the iron nail is keep into the wall. By keeping in contact with the wall, just apply the little bit force with the hammer. You are observing that it is easily penetrate into the wall. Why? Because so in the first case we are applying the more force also, but it is not easily possible to driven into the wall. But in case of pointed end or the sharp end, by applying the little bit force, it goes to inside easily. Means because of the blunt end has the more area of the cross section. That's why it creates the lesser pressure on the wall. Then the wall cannot be used the yield. That's why it is not easily driven into the wall. But at the pointed end, or sharp end has the lower area of the cross section, then it will create more pressure on the wall, then the wall will be yields, then automatically it is driven or penetrate into the wall. That's why here is also the string has lesser area of the cross section. That's why it created some pressure on the ice cube. When it is create the pressure on the ice cube, this is called excess pressure. Why? On the ice cubes already which pressure is acting? Atmospheric pressure. Along with that pressure, this pressure is also added. That is called excess pressure. The phenomenon of when the excess pressure during the melting, means in the phenomena of during melting, when the pressure is excess, what will be happen? It will be melted. After removing the excess excess pressure, it will becomes to the freezing. Okay, simply I will explain here. Listen very carefully. The string after placing on the ice cube. Okay, so at the two ends we are attached the equal masses. That's why after placing here, what will be happen? The string is slowly goes to inside the ice cube. How or why? Because of the pressure is increases on the ice cube. Okay, one is atmospheric pressure, another one is the string pressure. The string will have very narrow area of the cross section. That's why by increasing the pressure, the melting point of ice is decreases. Then, so already I said that. Okay, what is the relation between pressure and melting? In case of water, okay, so pressure is increases, melting point is decreased. Pressure is decreased, melting point is increased. Here, pressure is increases, then melting point of water is below the zero. Then automatically, so the stream will go slowly goes to inside. When it slowly goes to inside, again the ice will becomes to the normal, okay, position. Why? Because of links here. When the stream is goes to inside. Okay, the pressure acting on the upper surface of the ice is there is no excess pressure. Excess pressure is removed. Why? It is going to inside. When it is going to inside, this string pressure is acting. Okay, where the string is present inside the ice cube, at that position only it is acting, but not on the surface because of now it is slowly going to inside. That's why. So the string will be going to inside. Automatically the ice cube will becomes to normal position due to the lesser pressure. That's why the phenomenon of by increasing the pressure, okay, it is melting, and removing the pressure, it comes to the freezing. That is called, what is that one? Regulation. Listen very carefully. So regulation is a one of the phenomena. In this phenomena, if the excess pressure is acting, okay, so it will be easily melted, and again it is refreezing after removing the pressure. That is called regulation. Once again, listen very carefully. The phenomenon of, okay, a substance, the phenomenon of melting due to the excess pressure and refreeze, okay, after removing the pressure, that is called regulation. So next one is internal energy. So what is internal energy? Means the sum of all energies considered in a system, or another definition, the sum of all energies present in a system including kinetic energy and potential energy is called internal energy. Listen very carefully. The sum of all energies present in a system or considered in a system, that is called, what is that one? Internal energy of that system. But according to the kinetic theory of gases, the internal energy of an ideal gas we are defined in another way. This is the non-regular definition. According to the kinetic theory of gases, okay, so the internal energy of gas we can define in another mode. Internal energy of an ideal gas. So two definitions are there. One is in normal mode according to thermodynamics, means only internal energy. What is the internal energy? Means the sum of all energies considered or present in a system is called internal energy. So according to kinetic theory of gases, okay, internal energy of an ideal gas means simply the sum of kinetic energy of all molecules and intermolecular forces of potential energy. Potential energy is called internal energy of an ideal gas. Listen very carefully. Okay, so the sum of kinetic molecules and intermolecular forces of potential energy in a system, that is called internal energy of an ideal gas. Or in certain textbooks we are observing that simply the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, okay, in a system is called internal energy of an ideal gas. But okay, so generally how many energies are present in, okay, system or substance means mainly 5 energies are present. But what are the major energies? Kinetic energy and potential energy. These two are the major energies. But these two energies are, okay, under these two energies some other energies are included. Okay, what are that one means? So the kinetic energy acquired by the molecules in ideal gas equation. Okay, the kinetic energy is mainly, the kinetic energy is arises is due to the, which one means translational and, okay, rotational energies. Listen very carefully. So the kinetic energy is arises due to the translational and rotational energies. Next, potential energy is arises due to the, okay, vibrational. So the kinetic energy is arises due to the translational and rotational energies of the system, and potential energy is arises due to the vibrational, okay, energy. That's why, okay, in okay, mostly certain examinations I am observing that, okay. So one question is asking, how many energies are present in a system? Means totally how many? 5. Okay, vibrational, rotational, translational, kinetic and potential. But actually translational and rotational, these two are mainly causes for which one? Kinetic energy, and the vibration is causes for which one? Potential energy in a system. That's why total energies are there how many? 5. Vibrational, rotational, translational, okay, kinetic and, okay, potential. But according to the statement, how many? Simply the sum of kinetic energy of all molecules and intermolecular forces of potential energy in a system is called internal energy of an ideal gas. Actually, how we can find internal energy of an ideal gas means, okay, thermodynamics law is there, that is one. Delta U is equals to Q plus W. With help of this formula, we can find internal energy of an ideal gas. Delta U is the internal energy, Q is nothing but supply of energy, and W is the work done. Listen very carefully. That's right. So U is the internal energy, heat energy, and work is done on the system. That's right. With help of this formula, delta U is equals to Q plus W, we can find the how much internal energy will be there. That object is, that is you can find easily. Or internal energy of an ideal gas we can find easily by using this formula. Delta U is equals to Q plus W. So these are the main topics are involved in the chapter of heat. Okay. So once again, listen very carefully. So in the entire heat chapter, okay, we are discussing in the first video what is the concept of heat. Next, concept of temperature. What is the difference between heat and temperature? Further, we discuss that what is the specific heat, what is the heat capacity, what is the method of mixtures, what is the principle of calorimetry, what is the calorimetry, how we can find it. Okay, so specific heat of a solid experimentally by using calorimeter and electrical method, and what are the applications of specific heat. Further, we discuss the what is the changes of state, how many changes are there. Step by step, we have discussed everything. So this is a brief idea in the chapter of heat. Okay, so I hope every student will be watch these videos from first video to ending of this video in the chapter of heat. Okay, if you cannot understand at a time, you try to listen, watch the video carefully 2 or 3 times, then automatically every student can easily understand, okay, that particular concept in that video. Okay, if you have any doubt is there after 2 or 3 times, you carefully watch the video. So you know that my WhatsApp number, through the WhatsApp you, okay, ask me, I will be, okay, clarify your doubt about regarding, okay, question or topic. Okay, thank you.